Alright, Scott, today we're talking The Division. Okay?
Alright.
Alright, so first, because we're going to do a full-on review of the game, let's start off and let's talk about... Well, actually, let's start off and let's just talk about our overall experience. I mean, what did you think when you played the game? Did you enjoy it, or...?
I liked it. It was really fun. Never really been into a whole lot of third-person games, but this one was really fun.
You know, I'm the same way, dude. I mean, besides Gears, and maybe...
Oh, yeah, Gears is fun.
Yeah, and maybe like a little one every here and there. I mean, I've always been like FPS or strategy. But this game, it was really good. I mean, you can really get into it. The gameplay and mechanics. Let's talk gameplay and mechanics. Gameplay. I mean, it feels really smooth. The game runs really well. It
Yeah.
Definitely.
There's just some random glitches with control when freaking trying to take cover, going different places.
That was actually I remember that. I remember that was a really big problem in the beta for me. I couldn't jump over things really easily, and it was really kind of a pain. Like when you're trying to jump and hot swap in between safe locations when you're taking cover, when you're fighting someone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still sort of an issue in the game. I mean, it was like really bad in the beta, but it's gotten better. So.
Well, I mean, the game still is relatively new, so I mean, there is a lot of glitches and there still is a lot of bugs that need to be fixed. But I mean, for the most part, the mechanics. I mean, they're fairly well. I mean. They worked out nicely, I think, in my opinion. I mean, it's a cover-to-cover based game. I mean, really not much more to say about it. It's fairly
Unless
simple.
you're like me and just try to act as a tank.
Yeah, right. But I mean, it's a fairly simple concept. Cover-to-cover, attack incoming enemies. I mean, it's cool. I like it.
I mean, we still have a whole bunch of DLC coming out, so I mean, there's more to come later on down the road.
I would like to see DLC, and I would also like to see some of these bugs fixed, man. I mean, all of the bugs. I mean, like you just mentioned, the control bug. Why am I blanking? The gun bug where the gun is like hovering over you.
Well, see, that's not game breaking, but the game breaking bugs. I'm fine
Yeah.
with the gun thing. I mean, it's not too bad. It's just kind of a random glitch, but
you got to admit, it is kind of
game
weird. I mean, seeing your gun like hovering above you.
Well, I can't see my gun hovering. You can see my gun.
Oh, I can see it. Yeah. Oh, I can see it. It actually happens a lot more common than you'd think.
It happens to me more often than it happens to you.
It does. It does.
I don't think I've seen your gun float maybe twice, if that.
Dude, I was calling you on it like on almost every single mission. I mean,
Oh,
that's
I
a really
know.
common, but you're right.
Ridiculous.
It isn't game breaking. It doesn't take away from the story. I mean, it won't crash your game, but it is just kind of like, eh.
Yeah. And I mean, there's also other bugs too, like the one where we were in the bench. The bench we just got stuck.
Oh yes. So like how would you say that? Like a border bug? Like
Yeah, the
zoning or whatever?
yeah. The invisible barrier. There's an invisible barrier there that we couldn't go through.
Yeah,
We
I
could
mean,
get
you could
into it,
enter
but we
just
couldn't get out.
fine, but getting out of it, no.
Yeah. And then there was another one where I got on top of a car, and then it said I was out of the playable area, even though I was still technically in the game. I just got on top of a car, and it just kicked me out of the game, because apparently I disobeyed their rules and went out of the so-called playable area.
So that would be, so I guess we would classify that as a game-breaking
That one's
glitch or
definitely
bug.
game-breaking.
I mean, if it actually
that
takes
one
you
and
out
the-
of the mission, I mean, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, the other one is like sort of game breaking, but I mean, we were able to go and like I was able to somehow get out. Oh, I went to I fast traveled. I fast traveled to another area, and then you were able to fast travel to me, and then we got out. But it was kind of annoying to do that.
Oh, I totally agree, dude. But again, I mean, we got to keep in mind it is still a very early on game. So.
An agent on your team
Yeah.
requires aid.
So I mean, dude, let's talk about graphics. Let's talk about the overall view of the game. I mean, what do you think about that?
I think it was really good. The lights and all that different things. I mean, it was amazing looking game.
One thing to point out
do
would be the how the elements change. I mean, that's really neat. I mean, the constant change from decent weather to just tiny little snowflakes dropping to just complete downpour of snow where you can't see like 5 to 10 feet in front of you.
Yeah, well, I mean, back, I don't know, I think 2 years ago, like 1 or 2 years ago, I don't remember, they, like, unveiled this, like, game called The Division, and I'm just like, this looks amazing. All the different, like, features, because, I mean, back then, that was just kind of, like, new.
Yeah.
And so, back then, it was amazing, and, I mean, I still think it's amazing with all the graphics that they put into it. I mean, we both have really good cards, so I mean, there's graphics cards. I mean, you've got a 960, I've got a 980, so I mean, we're able to go on the highest settings and not really...
Yeah, we could definitely handle it, but I mean, the game itself, it was definitely optimized really well. I mean, besides like the occasional chop or the occasional bug, I mean, the game runs very smooth, and it looks great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they did a really good job, like, creating a really a New York that's in just complete chaos. I mean, from all of like the garbage, like literal garbage bags piled up on the streets to like the dead bodies and everything. I mean, it looks great.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember if it was this game or if it was Assassin's Creed. One of them, I don't remember. They were talking about doing like it was like a scale 1-to-1 kind of a thing, where they took the entire game and put it, like took it from real life and put it in a game. I don't remember which one it was, but I mean it still looks cool either way.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, the game, it turned out really well. I give this game. Let's give it a quick rating. I mean, if you had to rate this game from 1 to 10, I mean, taking in the mechanics, the graphics, the story, the originality factor, I mean, what would your overall rating be?
I'd probably give it an 8. I mean,
8? A solid 8?
Because I mean, it's a really good game, other than some of the glitches and random bugs that were in the game while we were playing, but I mean, it was a pretty solid game.
You know, I think it would probably be around an 8 as well, simply because the originality factor, like we were saying earlier, I haven't seen a game like this before with like a massive smallpox pandemic that was released intentionally on Black Friday. So I mean, you got to give it points for that. I mean, it's very original. The originality and the story of the game, like I said, I mean, they're really good. I would honestly give it... I'd probably follow you up and give it also an 8, dude.
Yeah. It's a pretty solid game.
Really solid.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I can't wait to see what the DLC comes out so we can play some more with this. I mean, I still like playing this. It's a really solid game.
And I mean, it still has a high playability factor. I mean, you can beat the game.
It's not like a Destiny. Destiny, I played that on freaking Xbox 360 when it first came out, and I played that like super hard with my friends, and then after maybe like a month of playing, it just died out because it lacked replayability. You were basically just grinding the entire way trying to get new things, and
see,
it wasn't that great.
See, in this game, dude, because I've never played Destiny, so I can't really relate to that, but with this game at least, I know that since we beat the game, that we can go now PvP in the Dark Zone. So I mean that's pretty high playability right there. I mean you want to go PvP some people with all your new gear that you just got. I mean you could even go back and redo some of the missions. That is if you even completed all the encounters, because I mean there's so many of them and so many side missions as well. So.
Well, and then there's another thing that I was reading not too long ago, that apparently, because I mean we haven't been in the Dark Zone that much, that there's like different missions and stuff, both like
within the Dark Zone, okay,
and within the Dark Zone or in the actual game. I think it was actually in the game that you can replay the game and like kill the boss and then replay the game again and get all the same things again. I don't exactly remember, but people were like exploiting that and being able to get like super high loot and stuff like that. And I guess apparently now that they're trying to figure out how to punish those people who actually started like doing that glitch. So it's a good thing that we didn't do that, because then we might lose out on a lot of stuff. So
yeah,
hopefully they don't like just punish everyone in the fact
well,
that,
I mean we didn't go through
like,
that.
everyone
So.
almost gets like reset, like resets everything or something like that, because that would suck.
That
would be basically, that would almost make me not want to play the game. If, like, for someone who didn't do the glitch, if they screwed everyone up. Because there was another game, I don't remember which one it was, that they punished everyone basically for a certain thing, and it wasn't cool. No, it was GTA. It was the GTA glitch. Yeah, it was the money glitch, and I was just given money, and all of a sudden they put out a patch, and then I lost like all of my stuff, and, like even the stuff that I worked hard on and like did missions and stuff like that. And that was a letdown, but because I have now mods on PC, I mean if I'm gonna do glitches and stuff like that, I'll do it on single player. But I mean this game is not a single player game, so.
Well, I mean one thing you really don't have to worry about in this game though, I mean when you think about it, is the loot. I mean you are constantly looting. You are going to have to clean out your inventory constantly because you're getting so much stuff to loot.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's in the missions.
I'm always constantly.
Yeah.
I'm constantly disassembling things.
Yeah, exactly. So like whether it's through the missions or whether it's just helping a random person on the street, receiving loot that way, or just killing a random hostile. I mean, you're constantly getting new things. You're constantly getting upgrades. I mean, there's really no shortage, and like compared to some games that I've played before, you never get new things. I mean, you have to grind to get new things, like new gear and all that stuff. But I mean, that really wasn't a factor in this game.
Yeah, well, another thing is that there is no, like, true same-looking person.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, other than maybe the face, but the actual, like, look of the person, because those are random drops. So, I mean, your person, there's almost no possible way RNG is gonna have that good of or, like, that same of a loadout for each individual person. For everyone to look the same. I mean, yes, at the very beginning you do have the same kind of looks and all that stuff. You have the same kind of things, but as you start progressing, you get more things, so you can customize your character more and more to whatever you want it to be. And then, I mean, you're constantly getting more clothes and stuff like that, so you can constantly change your character to what you want it to be. And you don't have like a set like list of things and then you can customize it. You're actually kind of working towards trying to get whatever you want. So I mean that's another playability. It's like making your character look like
exactly custom to how you would like it. Yeah, definitely. But that is one thing. I mean, we're talking all the good stuff about the Division, minus the couple of glitches that we brought up. But if we had to change some things, like change some things around or make a change for the better, you know, honestly, that would be one change for me. The introduction, you don't really have a huge variety. as far as I remember from when I rolled this character relatively soon or relatively early on, like the first week or so when the game came out. So that would definitely be one thing that I would like to change or like to see more of. Well, back then, I mean, today I could care less because, I mean, you get so much stuff throughout the game, but like the initial startup, I would say that I would like to see some more. And
yeah, because everyone pretty much has the same kind of looking face, which is
yeah,
annoying.
and I mean the same startup uniform, and I mean it's really, I mean it's not super bad. It's just really repetitive. I mean just to see the same thing over and over again, it's not something you want to see in a brand new game.
Yeah. Which I mean I can kind of see because I mean you're just like a new recruit. You only have one uniform, and then as you get along, you're starting to collect more things, so you get better loot. So I mean I kind of see it. You're just kind of starting off with one set thing.
All right, so minus the starter with the limited variety. Is there any other major thing that you would like to see changed or upgraded or personally?
I'd say the covering. I mean it's still it's pretty good, but it's still not quite 100% there.
Okay, so
I still
just
find
the
myself
just the random
randomly-
bugs.
I have to like mash the button quite a bit to actually get into or out of cover in where I want it to go. So that's kind of annoying. I know I have kind of used the spacebar to go cover to cover, but it's kind of annoying because it doesn't give you a whole lot of options to go cover to cover.
Yeah. So introduction outfits and better key, not key binding, but better key control.
Yeah.
All right.
So even
So
like trying to avoid a grenade, I'm just like mashing buttons to try to get out of the grenade.
yeah. Oh yeah, I agree. We've both been there many times.
Gotten killed because it started going the other direction, going into the grenade, and that
Yeah.
pretty much killed me in the process of trying to get out of the grenade.
Okay, so final
Even though I
question.
went to the other direction.
Final question. So we know our ratings. We both give this game a solid 8. But would you recommend this game to somebody? Like if someone came up to you and was like, "Hey man, I was thinking about buying this. What do you think?"
Definitely, it's a really fun game. I haven't really played it on the consoles, but I'm pretty sure based on what I've heard, it's pretty good as well. I mean, it's nowhere close to PC. I mean,
Yeah,
there's so much more
running wise, yeah.
graphical capability, but I'd say on pretty much any platform it should be.
They'll
a really
basically
good
get the
experience
same
for anyone.
experience. Yeah. I mean, give or take,
Yeah.
like you said. I mean, we're running a fairly decent graphic setup, so I mean, it's gonna give us an advantage over console. But I mean, they'll still get the same borderline experience, and I would say the same, dude. I would honestly recommend it, almost just because of the uniqueness. I mean, I haven't seen a game like it before. I mean, you get all the
No.
Call of Duties, and it's so repetitive and it's watered down and it's boring. And it's getting the same way with Halo. I mean, you know what to expect. I mean, there's really nothing you can change. But I mean, the factor that it's like an open world and that you can constantly keep adding on to your character, it makes it so much more interesting than just going into like a multiplayer game and playing team deathmatch.
Yeah, what I want to see is to be able to actually like experience or like see this entire world, because I mean if you hit M and go to the map, I mean there's still a whole bunch of area that you can see that's there, but it's actually not.
Oh,
Because
I totally
it's only-
agree. I totally agree. I almost feel like that would make for a really cool DLC. Like that would be a really cool DLC to see, but oh man, that I almost feel like it might be too much because it's so big. I mean, it took us almost like a month just to explore and get all of this done. I mean, just imagine this is like 5 times as big.
Yeah, but it also means more playability. I mean,
This is true. This is
If-
true.
I think it was like, I don't remember which one it was, GTA or something like that. I don't remember which game it was. There was an open world game. It might have been Skyrim or one of the other games, but it was like a super big open world game, and it took a while to explore everything. But I mean, I'd say if they expanded out, because you can see the expandability that they can have. I feel like that could be a DLC. They're just kind of luring to the fact that, oh, this is our world, but you can't unlock it until you get the DLC and
Yeah.
until it actually gets released.
No, I agree. So let's cross our fingers and let's hope for a DLC. We give the game a solid 8, and yeah, we would definitely recommend it. Go out and get you a
Yeah.
copy of The Division.